When my wife was in Afghanistan and I'm in India, we were trying to figure out a plan for her to get out. One of the most prominent times for us was Abbey Gate, because my wife had been sent there a couple times. The first time they went there, and we had a glimmer of hope. There's next to nobody there. There was maybe 10 or 11 cars of a few people. And we thought, okay, this might be it. They told us it's a few people. This should work. 4 p.m. comes by, and they're waiting there, and they're saying, hey, well, can we go in? And the Taliban are the ones outside of the gate, controlling who's allowed in or not. And that part really is what worried me, because they're telling us, hey, it's a short list of people. My wife's name is on the list. That list has their phone number, their address, has everything for where they were staying at the time in their safe house. And, she's there waiting. 4 p.m. rolls by, and they say, no, we're not letting anyone in yet. And I guess when others started to notice, like, hey, look, there's not a lot of people here, people started calling or trying to get, other people from their families there to try and get as many as they could out. Well, by around 8 or 9 o'clock, there was thousands on the street waiting. Instead of 10 or 11 cars, you couldn't take a step. It was completely full. And, my brother-in-law was still waiting with her right up at the front, right in front of the gate. And there's just thousands waiting around them. And the Taliban won't let anyone through. And they're just picking people out of the crowd to bring up to the gate to check, and just sending them back, not letting anyone through anyway. And my brother-in-law, he's getting frustrated, and my wife is getting really tired. They don't have food. They don't have water. They've been waiting there this whole day. They're waiting out in the sun. It was, as you can imagine, it's August in Afghanistan. It's hot. It's a desert, and they're all dehydrated. And so when one of the Taliban turns to look the other direction, he tells her to book it and run and go right up to the gate. And so she does. So she runs up to the gate where there's a gentleman with the clipboard and names and everything. And the guy who was watching my brother-in-law turns around and hits him once, and then starts talking to him and saying he's a coward for letting, he doesn't know if it's his sister or who else, but he's just saying, how could you let our women out? Why are you letting someone go through? And he responds back telling them, well, you're the coward for letting a pregnant woman stand here all day. And my wife is standing there talking to another member of the Taliban at the gate and showing him the document saying, look, I was told to be here at 4 p.m. And the guy's like, no. Just telling her no. Saying, no, you don't have a U.S. passport. You can't go through. And she's just begging the guy saying, look, my husband's a U.S. citizen. This is my document. And eventually the guy ends up just slapping her and takes his rifle and points it at her stomach and says, you can either go now or you don't go at all. And she ends up, having tears in her eyes. She's trying to keep herself as composed as she could. She runs back to her brother. And at that point, I'm on the phone with my father-in-law who's watching this. And I can't imagine what he's thinking. But all I know is from my side, I said, no, it's not worth it. If that's how this gate is, that's not going to work. We need another plan. And I had them take her home.